The inhabitants of the Town Creek Indian Mound were a part of a new cultural Indian tradition that emerged in the Carolina Piedmont in the 11th century. These Indians, called the Pee-Dees by archaeologists, gave rise to complex societies that lasted until the 1400s. Producer Derek Long traveled to Montgomery County to visit North Carolina's oldest historic site.
Town Creek Indian Mound in Montgomery County is North Carolina's oldest state historic site.
Both in the history that we interpret and the fact that we've been open to the public longer than most of the other sites in our division.
The history interpreted here traces the occupation of this area by different Native American groups for over 12,000 years. But the main focus here is on the group known as the Pee-Dees, a part of the South Appalachian Mississippian culture that was different from the typical cultures of the Piedmont tribes.
The Pee-Dee, or the Mississippians, are what made this site famous or special because of the large mound that they built here, kind of a marker that makes it stand out against other archaeological sites in the area. What we refer to as the Pee-Dee culture moved into this area about 1,000 years ago. These people were farmers. They moved into a large floodplain area, which was great for farming, and established a town here, which grew over time. It was a village. It was a county seat of sorts. It was a place where people lived, where people traded goods. People met for government affairs, for religious activities, and celebrations.
The reconstructed village sits along the banks of the Little River.
We have the townhouse, which is the building on top of the mound, and that building served as a public space for both political meetings and religious activities. And then we have the East Lodge, which sits over by the Little River, and that building is not complete, it's not finished, and that allows us to talk about construction techniques, how these people built their homes.
The third structure in the village houses an exhibit explaining the culture's burial practices.
The archaeologists estimate that there are roughly a little more than 500 burials at Town Creek. Most all of those burials have not been excavated.
In the museum, a film and artifacts tell the story of what we've learned from this archaeological site.
One of the unique things about the Pee-Dee culture is the way that they made and decorated pottery. It's a way that we can tell one cultural group apart from other groups. And these people were creative. They would carve designs into these paddles, and then they would pat their clay pots with it, and impressing a pattern into the clay before it had dried.
An important event here was the annual week-long busk, or green corn celebration.
But at the beginning of the celebration, there were purification rites that had to be completed, and one of those was the drinking of the black drink. The black drink being a tea of sorts that's made from the yopon bush, a coastal shrub. So we believe these people either traveled to the coast along the Pee-Dee River or traded with coastal tribes to procure the leaves, make the tea, and drink it as a medicine. Unfortunately, the way this medicine works is it upsets the stomach and it causes one to vomit. After that, it was time to celebrate. They enjoyed themselves for the week, and then at the end of the week, the priest would go into the townhouse on top of the mound where there was a fire kept. This was a sacred fire that burned year-round.
During this week, the old fire was extinguished and a new fire started.
And before everyone left from Town Creek to go back to their villages to prepare for the winter, they would get embers from that new fire to carry home and use in their village or home for the coming year. And archaeologists have referred to these people as the people of one fire. These people left this area long before European contact. So what we know about them, we infer from the archaeological record, from the materials that are found in the ground, and from what little bit of documentation we have about similar groups in the Southeast who were visited by European explorers. So we make best guesses and look at what evidence we have to try to determine exactly what was going on here, but there are many mysteries about Town Creek that we may never be able to solve.
This is Derek Long for North Carolina Weekend.
Town Creek Indian Mound State Historic Site is located along the Little River near Mount Gilead in Montgomery County. Site hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 1 to 5. For more information about programs and special events, go online to towncreekindianmound.com or call 910-439-6802.